Mobility impairments. People with mobility impairments may be unable to use one or more extremities and often use a walker, wheelchair, crutches, or other assistive device to help them move about in their environment. People may also experience mobility impairments if they lack the strength needed to walk, grasp, or lift objects. The causes of mobility impairments are varied and can include physical disability, morbid obesity, bariatric issues, or prolonged injury.
Do not mistake a disability for intoxication. People with certain types of disabilities may display behaviors that are misinterpreted as evidence of drug abuse, intoxication, defiance, or belligerence. Before you assume anything, ask the person if they have a disability. For example, cerebral palsy is a condition that impairs muscle control. Some people with this condition may have an impaired gait or speech that is frequently mistaken for signs of intoxication. For these individuals, dexterity tests for signs of intoxication, such as walking a straight line, will be ineffective. A breathalyzer test will be more accurate and will help prevent false arrest. If it is necessary to transport a person who uses a wheelchair, ask the person about how they have been transported in the past or how they would prefer to be lifted. Some individuals who use assistive devices like crutches, braces, or even manual wheelchairs might be safely transported in patrol cars, but this is not always the case. Carefully assess whether or not an individual can be safely transported in the squad car. If the individual is not conscious, you may be able to seek guidance from a friend or family member who is on the scene. Whenever possible, ask the person if you may remove them from the wheelchair before doing so. In some situations, additional injury may result from removing a person from his or her wheelchair, as the person may rely on special supports provided by the chair. In such cases, the person may need to be transported in his or her wheelchair. Safe transport of individuals who use manual or power wheelchairs might require departments to make minor modifications to existing cars or vans, or to use lift-equipped vans or buses. Police departments may consider other community resources, such as accessible taxi services or ambulettes.
As with all people, it is recommended that you involve that person in decisions about his or her care. For example, ask the person about how they have been transported in the past, or how they would prefer to be lifted. If the individual is not conscious, you may be able to seek guidance from a friend or family member who is on the scene. Not all lift, carry, load, and position techniques will be safe or feasible for people with certain disabilities. Keep in mind that you may need to try an alternate technique or type of equipment. Again, asking the person how they have been successfully transported in the past can save you valuable time and prevent any additional injury. Take extra care when moving, positioning, and securing people with physical disabilities. For example, people with conditions such as arthritis, osteoporosis, or cerebral palsy may need pillows, rolled towels, or other supports and padding to create a more comfortable position and reduce risk of further injuries. Before removing someone from a wheelchair, whenever possible, ask the person if you may do so. In some situations, additional injury may result from removing a person from his or her wheelchair, since the person may rely on special supports provided by the chair. In such cases, the person may need to be transported in their wheelchair. If you do not remove a person from their wheelchair in order to transport that person, keep in mind that the individual may have little or no abdominal stability without the assistance of their wheelchair. This may result in the person quickly collapsing or folding up as they are being carried. For preferred carrying methods for persons who use wheelchairs and guidelines on the proper way to perform those methods, consult FEMA's Orientation Manual for First Responders on the evacuation of people with disabilities. If you need to carry someone out of a building or area, avoid using the classic fireman carry where the person's trunk is across your back or chest. This can put pressure on the person's extremities and chest, which might cause spasms, pain, and even restrict breathing. There are portable attachments that can be used to transport people who use wheelchairs up and down stairs in their wheelchair. Check to be sure that your ambulance has this equipment on board. Most ambulances are not equipped to transport wheelchairs. Ambulettes are modified vans that are able to transport individuals in their wheelchair. make sure that your department is aware of local resources which may provide ambulettes. Check our resource list for more information. Many people who use a wheelchair, walker, cane, or other assistive device consider this technology to be an extension of their body or part of their personal space. It is important to remember that wheelchairs are not footstools, stepladders, or fire hazards. Avoid leaning on, pushing, or moving a person's wheelchair without permission. If you need to move a chair to provide care, take care to put it back in the same location when you are finished. When given permission to push a person in a wheelchair, make sure you understand how the controls or brakes work. Push slowly at first, since wheelchairs can pick up momentum quickly. If it is necessary to remove a person from his or her wheelchair, the chair must be brought to the destination with the person. Take care not to lose or damage wheelchairs or other devices in transport. Wheelchairs and other mobility devices are expensive and very valuable to their users.
My mom was in the mall. The guy come behind me and starts to push me out the door. And he said, no, he asked me where was I going. I said, I don't know where you're taking me. You know? And so there's another time where I got a new car and it took me almost 20 minutes to get the chair in the car. Well, a guy comes up. He didn't touch me, nothing. He took the wheelchair out of the car. I said, what are you doing? He said, I thought you needed help getting the chair out of the car. I said, dude, it took me 20 minutes to get the chair in the car. So my whole point is that if you want help, you have to ask first. My wheelchair is a part of me. I don't want it to. If you want to help me, just say, what can I do to make it easier for you?
Here are a few other things to keep in mind when helping a person with a mobility impairment. Talk face to face. If an individual uses a wheelchair, sit down or squat to position yourself at eye level. Do not assume that a person with a mobility impairment has other disabilities as well. Do not assume that a person in a wheelchair has no independent mobility. Ask the person what their limitations are, and if it is possible for them to stand up briefly or to take small steps. Mobility impairments due to obesity. Rates of obesity have doubled in past 20 years and have tripled in teens. People who are overweight or obese face a highly prevalent negative bias. In a survey of 2,400 overweight and obese adults, 69% reported negative bias from physicians. According to the Yale-Rudd Center study of nurses, 1/3 to 1/2 of nurses felt uncomfortable caring for obese patients. 1/4 said that obese patients repulsed them. 1/3 would prefer not to care for obese patients at all. It is important to understand that the issues involved in weight are a complex blend of genetic, environmental, and psychological factors. Do not make assumptions about a person's habits based on their weight or appearance. Conscious or unconscious bias against this population may affect the quality of the service that they receive. Take stock of your own prejudices and address them head on. Ask yourself, do I make assumptions about character and intelligence based on weight? The Yale-Rudd Center for Food Policy and Obesity is designed to help healthcare providers recognize societal and personal bias against overweight people and provides excellent resources. Check our resource page for more information. People who are obese are more likely to suffer from chronic health conditions and therefore may be more likely to require emergency medical services. It is therefore essential that EMTs and paramedics have the equipment and knowledge necessary to provide the help needed. If it is necessary to move or transport a person who is obese, ask that person how they were moved in the past. Ask what worked and what did not work. This can help you to determine your approach for safely and effectively transporting this person. Being able to move a person quickly and effectively is not only critical for the person, but also can reduce incidents of injury to first responders. In most regions, there is no household special needs registry that would notify first responders if they need special equipment when answering an emergency call. It is crucial to have the proper equipment to transport patients of all sizes and to assess their vitals. Some adults with disabilities require pediatric-sized equipment. For example, someone who is a little person or someone who has cerebral palsy and may be very lightweight and smaller than most adults. Whereas bariatric patients may require extra-large equipment. Various sizes of equipment should be standard on your squad, but it is a good idea to check regularly to make sure that you have blood pressure cuffs, cervical collars, straps, and other necessary equipment in pediatric, youth, adult, and extra-large sizes at all times. Your department may wish to investigate and invest in specialized transportation equipment for bariatric patients. There are a wide variety of ramps, winch systems, and bariatric tarps and stretchers available.
Hello, I'm Dr. Susan Haberkamp, Director of the Ohio Disability and Health Program. I want to take a moment to thank you for participating in this training. We hope you feel better equipped to meet the needs of Ohioans with disabilities. For information about disability organizations and service networks in your community, as well as contact information for resources mentioned in the training and other valuable resources, please visit our website at go.osu.edu/first responders. The work you do is critical to the safety and well-being of our communities, and we thank you for your service.